Namo Amida Butsu. Question. What is the relation between our good karma from past lives and faith in Amida Buddha? What is the role of the teacher? Are there any other direct or indirect causes of birth in the Pure Land? Answer. According to Master Rennyo, there are 5 conditions that someone must meet in order to be born in the Pure Land. 1. Stored good from the past. 2. A good spiritual teacher. 3. Amida's light. 4. The entrusting heart, that is Shinjin or faith. 5. The saying of Amida Buddha's name, Nembutsu. 1. The stored good from the past. The stored good from the past represents our good karma from past lives and this life, prior to the awakening of faith, which manifests itself as an opening or receptive state of mind toward the message of the Primal Vow of Amida Buddha. A lot of people hear the teaching about the Primal Vow, but few are open to it. This openness is very important in our tradition and is the manifestation of the good stored from the past. Also, if you listen again and again to the teaching in this life, thus becoming immersed with all your being in the Dharma, this listening will become a stored good which one day will make you open to the call of the Primal Vow. 2. The good spiritual teacher. The good spiritual teacher is the one who guides us to the path of reliance on the Primal Vow of Amida Buddha. He or she is the messenger who urges us to take refuge in Amida, and his apparition is also a manifestation of the stored good from the past. His message can be received only in the open state of mind I explained before. In Jodo Shinshu, the teacher is called Zenjiki, Kalyanamitra in Sanskrit, which is translated as a good friend on the path. It is not to be mistaken for the role of the master or guru in other Buddhist traditions. The good spiritual teacher can also be a book written by somebody who had true faith and was loyal to the true teaching on Amida Buddha or a sacred text. Thus, the good spiritual teacher might be someone who already went to the Pure Land, but whose words and instructions help you to become open to Amida Buddha and entrust yourself to him. In my case, I can say that I found answers to all my questions after reading A Standard of Shinshu Faith by Ryosetsu Fujiwara Sensei, as well as various sacred texts in our tradition, like Tanisho, Shinran's letters, Rennyo's letters, and the Pure Land Sutras themselves. Thus, I cannot say that I had a living teacher or mentor. 3. Amida's light. Amida's light represents the working and the wish of Amida Buddha to save, that is, lead to Buddhahood, all sentient beings drowned in delusion. The manifestation of this work and wish is his primal vow. Amida's light is a permanent presence upon beings everywhere, opened or not open to it. Through his light, Amida tries permanently to influence beings and make them accept his salvation contained in the primal vow. It is like an immense magnet attracting all beings to him. Some become open to it sooner, while others will do so in the future. But Amida will continue sending it until all samsaric realms become empty and all beings attain Buddhahood. 4. The entrusting heart or Shinjin. Because of the good stored from the past, we meet with a good spiritual teacher and we are open to his message. The primal vow, Amida's light. At this very moment, the so-called awakening of faith or the apparition of the entrusting heart or Shinjin takes place. The entrusting heart or Shinjin means that the follower accepts the existence of Amida Buddha and relies exclusively on him for the attainment of Buddhahood in the Pure Land. 5. The saying of Amida Buddha's name, or Nembutsu. The true saying of the name, Namo Amida Bu, or Namo Amida Butsu, appears in the same time with the awakening of faith, as an expression of it and of saying thank you to Amida Buddha for saving us exactly as we are. This is the only Nembutsu accepted in our tradition, the Nembutsu of faith and gratitude. The stored good from the past and the spiritual teacher are only conditions which create a beneficial environment for Amida's light to manifest. But they are not the direct causes of our birth in the Pure Land. Only the entrusting heart, that is Shinjin or faith, is the direct cause. The faith or entrusting heart and saying of the name are the manifestations of Amida's light in the heart of the practitioner and cannot exist independently of Amida's light. Only because of Amida's working and his wish to save us are we able to entrust in Amida and say the Nembutsu. Master Rennyo explained in one of his letters, quote, prompted by the working of this light, that is Amida's light, those endowed with past karmic good have come to attain the entrusting heart of other power. Thus, it has now become clear that the entrusting heart is bestowed by Amida Tathagata. Accordingly, we now clearly know that this is not the mind created by the followers, but the great entrusting heart of other power given to us by Amida Tathagata. End quote. Question. Whenever I say the Nembutsu, many good or bad thoughts appear in my mind. What should I do about them? Answer. When you say the name in faith, treat this Nembutsu as the host and the wandering thoughts as guests. Just say the name and let the good or bad thoughts arise and vanish. Let them come and go as they please. Do not busy yourself with them. You just say the name and entrust to Amida Buddha. There will always be something to appear in your mind, and you simply cannot do anything about this. So just entrust to Amida and let your changing mind be a changing mind. I met people who were somehow afraid of reciting Nembutsu many times, or using a nenju, that is mala or rosary, of 108 beads as a help in their recitation, thinking that this might become a jiriki, or self-power effort. Here is a short series of questions and answers to disperse their tensions and worries. It is said that in Jodo Shinshu, the number of recitations is not important, so we do not need to say Nembutsu many times in order to be born in the Pure Land. Answer. Yes, it is true. Question. Then why do you recite Nembutsu for many times? Answer. Because I like it. Nembutsu is so delicious that I wish to enjoy it as many times as possible. It is exactly because the number is not important that one may recite Nembutsu as many times as one likes. Don't count, just recite and enjoy. Nembutsu has a good taste. Once you eat a little, you may become addicted. If you like cakes, you'd like to eat a lot of them. And if others ask you why, you will say that they taste so good that it is hard for you to abstain. In the same way, I blame Nembutsu and Amida for my many times recitation. Quote, question. You said not to count, but you use a large nenju when you recite. Why do you do this? Answer. I do not use a large nenju in order to keep a record of how many times I said Nembutsu today, but because it helps me to better focus on the Nembutsu. There is nothing wrong in trying to be focused in what you are doing, especially if you like doing it. So I try to focus on the Nembutsu, but at the same time I'm not obsessed with concentration, as I know that Nembutsu is effective not because of something which I add to it from my unenlightened personality, but because of Amida's power invested in the name. Another reason I like to use a nenju is to know when I should stop. I must also do something else in the daytime, because I don't live in a monastery. Let's say that I have a date with a girl in 2 hours, and the need of saying the Nembutsu arises in my mind. So I sit and recite one nenju, and when this is over, I stand up, take my shoes, and leave home, rather than reciting and keeping one eye on the clock to see how much time I have until I need to go. If I recite without a nenju and I lose the notion of time, the girl might not wait for me anymore. Question. So, You do not fix yourself a goal to recite for such and such number every day, like 1 Nenju, 2 Nenju or more. Answer: no. I am flexible and relaxed because Amida does not count my Nembutsu. At the beginning of my recitation I may say, okay, let's enjoy 1 Nenju. But if something happens, I may stop in the middle of it, and it's okay. Also, there are days when I recite Nembutsu less than 1 Nenju a day, because of who knows what problems and difficulties I might have. Or I may do some recitations in my mind while walking or going to work. Every situation is okay. The most important thing in saying the Nembutsu is to be relaxed and enjoy it. You are the child of Amida, and every mother likes to give beautiful presents to her child. Nembutsu of faith is indeed the gift of Amida to you, so enjoy it, play with it. Don't become a serious guy who thinks too much. This is not good. Today I recited Nembutsu too many times. Now I have to reduce the number, because it is said that Nembutsu is tariki, other power, not jariki, self-power. To a guy like this, I would say, hey, give up this mature and serious thinking. You're going to ruin all the fun of Nembutsu. We also abandon any idea of merit in our recitation, because what personal merit can we have from enjoying a free gift given by our mother? It is clear that the merit belongs to her, while we are just tasting and enjoying it. In fact, not allowing yourself to enjoy the Nembutsu as much as you like is itself jeriki, self-power, because you are opposing the irresistible taste of the primal vow expressed through it. You are tensioned and immobilized by your own personal calculations and not allowing yourself to be grasped by Amida and enjoy his gift to you. Question: is there a moment when you felt you had received Shinjin, or was it something gradual? Answer: you ask this question because you think Shinjin, that is faith in Amida Buddha, is something special to feel, and you expect something when you receive Shinjin. But Shinjin is just as simple and trusting. It is the moment you know without any doubt that you entrust to Amida Buddha to take you to his Pure Land when you die. It is like you know you cannot repair your broken car because you are not a good mechanic, and you trust John, who is a good mechanic, to fix it for you. It is nothing special in this, just a simple trust in John's skill as a mechanic. So, for me, Shinjin was a moment in which I knew that I entrusted completely to Amida Buddha to take me to his Pure Land. I knew he can do this for me, while I couldn't. This knowing and entrusting appeared somewhere in the past and continues even now. Shinjin, or simple faith in Amida Buddha, is not something gradually developed, because it's not an intellectual development, nor a feeling that you must make stronger and stronger as time passes. Question: I found the expression good men and women in a passage from the smaller Amida Sutra. Should I become a good man in order to be born in the Pure Land? I am not a scholar, so please give me a simple answer without entering into difficult details. Answer: in fact, the expression you found in that passage is good men and women of faith. Of faith is the key element of this expression, and you should rely on it in order to understand the entire passage. Quote, Shariputra, those who have already aspired, now aspire, or in the future will aspire to be born in the land of Amida Buddha, all dwell in the stage of non-retrogression for realizing highest perfect enlightenment. They have already been born, are now being born, or will be born in that land. Hence, Shariputra, good men and women of faith should aspire to birth there. End quote. Men and women of faith are called good, not because they must be virtuous as a necessity for birth in the Pure Land, but because they are given Amida's perfect virtues through faith. In other words, Amida makes them good or suitable for birth in the Pure Land. That is, he provides them with all that is necessary for rebirth there. So faith, or Shinjin, is the implicit meaning and the essence of this passage. Without reliance on Amida's power, one cannot go to the Pure Land because his or her goodness or personal virtues are simply not enough for such a goal. But if men and women entrust to Amida Buddha, they dwell in the stage of non-retrogression in this life, and at the moment of death they are reborn in the Pure Land, where they attain the highest perfect enlightenment. Thus, instead of struggling yourself to become worthy of the Pure Land, you should simply entrust to Amida Buddha and let him carry you there. Question: can one lose Shinjin or never feel the need to say the name after some time? Answer: Shinjin, that is faith in Amida Buddha, once received cannot be lost. One who really has faith will remember Amida during one's life. If you come to a point where you think that you do not have faith in Amida anymore and you no longer feel the need to say his name, then it means that you did not actually have true Shinjin in the first place, but only an intellectual, unsettled Shinjin. Many people can experience some momentary devotional feelings towards Amida or enthusiasm for the teaching about him, but this does not mean they're established in faith. Such an enthusiasm may fade over time or completely disappear. So this is not Shinjin. True Shinjin stays with you always. True Shinjin does not mean you always experience enthusiasm, but that from time to time you remember Amida's benevolence and say his name. Your mind may be busy with worldly thoughts and attachments, but deep inside you never forget that you are saved. To know you are saved, this is Shinjin, or faith. The words, say my name even 10 times in the Primal Vow, means any number from 1 to infinite. When you are cold, you can cough 1 times or 10 times or 100 times, etc. So if you receive Shinjin, you will say Nembutsu during your entire lifetime without being obsessed with numbers. Here is the key. You will not be obsessed with numbers, but you will feel the need to say it from time to time. Contrary to this, if you no longer want to say Nembutsu and you forget Amida, then it means you never actually had Shinjin, but only a momentary intellectual or spiritual enthusiasm. People who are still attached to their own power may try to force their enthusiasm into saying Nembutsu many times. People of faith never force themselves to be enthusiastic or say Nembutsu constantly, but they will say it nevertheless, and they will never forget Amida. Namo Amida Butsu.